Indiana won the toss. They defer to the second half. Frankie's going to kick it off to Valentine and retakes. And Illinois will start this game from the 25-yard line. The number 9 team ranked in the nation, and their veteran quarterback, Luke Altmaier.
They want to kind of put a little pressure on this Indiana defense.
They also have all 3 running backs at their disposal. It's going to start with Caden Fagan, but we will see Lawfrey back in there. Play action on first down to the outside, and a first catch for Hudson Clement for a gain of about 4 yards.
This offense, Caden Fagan is the big back, 250 pounds. Hank Beatty is their go-to receiver. Josh Kreutz, the center, number 64, the bell cow of the offensive line.
Play action on second down over the middle. Another catch for Clement, and this time it's going to move the sticks. They'll go empty on this first down from the 40-yard line. Against a stout Indiana defense, one of the best in the country last year. And they have performed at a very high level early this year. Feeling the pressure, a little bit behind his intended target, Beatty, and incomplete. Yet to run it until now, it's Fagan up the middle, and he bounces off a few tacklers for 5 yards. Fagan stays in there on third down and 5. Holland's the motion man. Altmaier looks with time, good protection. Now Altmaier's gonna have to make something happen. And he can't get away. Dragged out of bounds by Elijah Hardy. And the Indiana defense gets the early stop. So Keelan Crimmins will come on, a punted deep. And Jonathan Brady standing back with a fair catch signal made just shy of the 20-yard line. In the backfield on first down from the 19-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and Hemby explodes forward for 7. It's a starting group that has been explosive the last 2 weeks on offense.
Well, Roman Hemby, who just carried that, he's a transfer who came over from Maryland, was a highly productive back as a pass receiver and a runner at Maryland. He kind of leads a little rotation at running back, and their center, Pat Coogan, was with Notre Dame last year, the team that knocked Indiana out of the playoffs. Pat Coogan has come over, has been a veteran leader from day one when he stepped on campus here in Bloomington.
Omar Cooper, the man in motion, 207 yards, 4 touchdowns, record-setting performance last week against Indiana State. Free rusher gets home. Illinois has their first sack of the day. Mendoza gets dumped by Leon Lowry in a loss of 9. Hemby not going anywhere, just gets across the 20, back towards the original line of scrimmage where Akis drags him down.
Well, this Indiana offense for 3 weeks pretty much has had 0 resistance other than inside the 10-yard line in the opener against Old Dominion. Last week, 73 points. They've averaged 300 yards a game rushing. But this is a different animal now going against Illinois. A very solid defense, big and physical up front. Give you a lot of different looks on third downs.
And Beatty's back in the game to return this punt.
Great news for Illinois.
Quinn Warren, third straight game, he's going to punt for Indiana. And Mitch McCarthy got hurt with an undisclosed injury week 1. He's the starter that Cignetti was really excited for, but they've loved what they've seen out of the walk-on Warren. Beatty's dangerous. Already has a punt return touchdown this year. This time he gets chopped down.
Kurt Cignetti, they are fast, they're physical, well coached in all 3 phases of the game.
They got Valentine, the running back, in motion. And they pitch it to him. Valentine looking for some space, and he gets driven backboard. Second and 14. Fagan bounces to the outside and gains a yard. Again, it's Jones. Illinois has yet to huddle. Second offensive possession.
Right there, number 6.
Beatty is back in there. Good sign for the Illini. It's a 3rd and 13. Pressure comes. Altmaier steps up with good time. Pumps, delivers. Incomplete. It is knocked away from Clement on a good play by Farrell. Second punt for Crimmins. And it's blocked. Got in there in a beat. D'Angelo Pons is going to score. Touchdown Hoosiers. Extra point from retakes. 7-0 IU. Making plays on the defensive side, and the transfer from JMU making plays on special teams as well. This one's going to be another touchback and another chance for Illinois' offense to make plays, take some risk if you know you can make it. Well, Pond certainly subscribed to that on that last block punt and touchdown. The Beatty catch is a short one as he was tripped up by Lewis Moore after a gain of 3.
Lewis Moore, the leading tackler on this team, an older guy. Started out here, went to Ole Miss, came back to Indiana, relearned the defense.
Altmaier's going to keep it himself. Up the middle, he's got plenty of space for the first down across the 40. Haven't seen much of Lawfery yet. Expected a full workload after the injury. Good protection from Valentine. Loaded up over the middle. It's wide open. Colin Dixon is gone. 59-yard touchdown, and what a response.
Well, there's an obvious bust in the coverage. And D'Angelo Ponce, for some reason, is going to let this guy go. He's going to let Colin Dixon go. I don't know if he thought a safety would pick him up, but watch, he's going to stop. And Dixon's going to run right by everybody, and Altmaier finds him. It started with picking up the blitz and good protection, and then Luke Altmaier recognizing the mistake.
David Olano extra point, and we are tied. Gets us all even as they'll kick it off. Hemby back there, and he'll let it sail into the end zone. Drive starts from the 25. Play action over the middle. Surratt makes the catch for 14 yards.
We should also mention, even though Rosiak is back, Xavier Scott, an all Big Ten safety nickelback, is out of this game. Got hurt last week. Not sure when his return will be, but he's a big loss for this Illinois defense.
Another quick throw. This time E.J. Williams Jr. goes down low to make the short grab against this Illinois defense.
Yeah, James Thompson, one of 3 transfers from Wisconsin that has kind of been the leader of this defensive front. Big physical guy. We mentioned Rosiak. He's back. And Malachi Hood, who has kind of been the starter since he's been gone, has really played well. Very high on him. And in the back end, Miles Scott is the communicator. Aaron Henry, the defensive coordinator, is a former defensive back, and so his green dot communicator is a safety, not a linebacker, in calling the defense.
We're also expecting to see a lot of Tanner Heckel in the role of Xavier Scott. This run gets gobbled up after a gain of a couple across the 45 to the 46. Durajaye and Akis combine on the tackle. So we've seen some quick throws. His first positive offensive drive for Mendoza. An offense that put up 73 points last week against Indiana State. But Curt Cignetti believes that Mendoza has just accelerated his growth after that week 1 victory over Old Dominion. Here's another test on 3rd and 3.
There's Omar Cooper, who has been his go-to guy so far in the early part of the season.
Put him in motion. Mendoza looking that way. Mendoza's going to take off, and he won't get there. A yard short, and Rosiak was the one in pursuit.
I think they wanted to throw the ball to Cooper, and Fernando didn't like it. He didn't like what he saw, the space there. Curt Cignetti looks like he's going to punt the football. He knows it's going to be a 4-quarter game. And I think both these coaches say, you know what? You can't win the game in the first quarter, but you can lose it. All right, if you make certain mistakes, bad decisions, get a punt block like Illinois did. Right now it's even, so you play field position and you trust your defense.
Illinois a little bit late trying to get off the field, and they're going to have to take a timeout. It's 4th and 1. Cooper in motion. Black the running back. Mendoza, handoff. Black up the middle. He's got it. First down, Hoosiers. Now Mendoza through the air. Over the middle, there is Cooper. Gets away from one. And another. Cooper inside the 20. Still going all the way to the 11. A 40-yard ripper for Omar Cooper. To the outside. Cooper had 4 touchdowns last week. Looking for his first today, and he's got it. Touchdown, IU. Back-to-back catches, and number 3 has his first. Retakes will come on for the extra point. Set a record 69 of 69 last year. And he is now 5 for 5 this year. He can be consistent. He said, we've seen the consistency grow through the first 3 weeks, but it's about being consistent week in and week out in Big Ten play. That's a good first step for Omar Cooper. Let's check in with the studio. We still have yet to see Aiden Lawfery out there to run the football for Illinois. It's going to be Fagan on first down. As Brett Bielema said, it's a business decision to tackle that guy as he picks up 3. 2 tight end set. Fagan stays in there on 2nd and 7. Altmaier pumps, looking to get away. He won't. He gets sacked by Tyreek Tucker. One of several big-time James Madison transfers that came over with Cignetti, and Tucker has taken over for C.J. West, who was just an absurdly effective player for this team last year. 3rd and 11. Altmaier feels it again, and he goes down again. Isaiah Jones having a first quarter. Indiana had 5 sacks last week against Indiana State, already 3 so far against this experienced Illinois offensive line. We've got a flag back towards the kick as this one was fielded, and then Brady was just immediately driven into the ground. But let's wait for the penalty. It's been a clean game so far, and we'll hear from Chris Coit.
Kicking team number 55, the 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play, where it'll be 1st and 10.
And they're in danger of falling behind by 2 scores. Clean pocket for Mendoza. He's going to fire down the sideline. A lot of contact, and Surratt looked like he might have just lost his footing. He was knotted up with Torrey Cox Jr. and incomplete.
Yeah, it's just 2 guys that are just going to get their legs tied up. He tried to go a little stutter step move, and it didn't fool Torrey Cox. Good position. Both guys have eyes on the quarterback on the football, and a good no call, and 2nd and 10.
If anything, it might have been offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
It looked like Surratt got tangled up and took down Torrey Cox down the field. So, after all that, 2nd and 10 from the 48. Black is the back, and he gets dumped. Rosiak, penetration, making it happen.
Well, again, just kind of has a nose for the football. Watch him right here. He's going to know where this is going. He's going to beat him to the snap. Just does a great job of feeling this run, slipping inside there, not allowing Drew Evans, the left guard, to get a piece of him, and then meets Black right in the hole for a sure tackle.
3rd down and long. Mendoza gets rid of it a little too far in front of Cooper, and it's 4th and 12.
Well, this is a pretty good job by Mendoza. It's 0 coverage. This is an all-out blitz by Illinois. No safety in the middle. You're going to see the pressure come free from this side, and he knows he has to unload it, and he almost gets it to Cooper. Look, no middle safety. It's one-on-one. He's got Cooper with separation, but hard to make an accurate throw under that kind of duress.
Resetich had that free rush. So now a punt for Warren, and Beatty is back standing at his own 10, waiting for it. He dropped it and does get it off in time. Beatty will let this one bounce. It takes an IU bounce inside the 10 and rolls all the way to the 2.
Now this is where you need that experienced offensive line. All 5 starters back from last year. You got to get yourself a little room here around the goal line.
Valentine is the back. This drive starts from the 2. They give it to him, and Valentine gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Brian Haynes says, I don't know about my defensive tackles yet. I'll find out in this game tonight where we're at with him.
We already see Tyreek Tucker with a sack. Handoff. Valentine gets back to the 1 with a flag down. This Indiana front is ready, and Hosea Wheeler, another one of those D tackles, coming up to make a play.
Well, you just mentioned Tyreek Tucker. He's the guy that got penetration and probably drew the holding foul on the center, Josh Kreutz. Let's see if they called this on 64.
Holding. Offense number 64 in the field of play. The penalties declined.
He will operate out of the gun. Already 6 TFLs in this first quarter for IU. Arkin in motion. Altmaier on the run. Gets rid of it. And it's caught for the first down. Caden Fagan. And then after the fact, with a flag down over at the goal line. And they will go and run the play to the outside, well short of the sticks. The catch made by Dixon, but he was dragged back immediately on a quick beat by Jamari Sharp. Let's see what Crimmins has from inside his own end zone, about 6 yards deep. And Brady is waiting back. Gets it off clean. Let's see if Brady will have a chance on this one. We'll let it bounce at the 44, and it will bounce towards the side, roll, and be scooped up there. So good field position once again for Fernando Mendoza. Hemby's his back. Hemby has the rock, and he explodes through the hole and picks up 4.
You know, not only did Mendoza want to come here to get developed and trained as a quarterback, and they've got a really good setup here in terms of their coaching staff for that, they also wanted to come and win. You know, he wanted to compete for championships, and it's interesting, in his career, he is 0-6 as a starting quarterback against ranked opponents. So all those games were at Cal. Tonight's his first opportunity as an Indiana Hoosier to kind of change that.
His brother Alberto, one of his backups. The familiarity there certainly helped as Hemby gets stood up after a gain of a yard.
Yeah, that's Chandler Whitmer. He spent the last 4 years in the NFL, most recently with the Atlanta Falcons, working directly with Michael Penix, former Indiana Hoosier quarterback at one time.
3rd and 4, Mendoza, Hemby, first down, and then some. Down the sideline, Roman Hemby, knocked out of bounds by Mike Scott. Just good decision making from Mendoza. Now first down from the 24. Quick throw, Cooper gets leveled. Miles Scott comes across, and Cooper somehow hung on to that football, and then a flag is down. There's no doubt that Cooper was in a brutal spot when the hit took place.
Well, it looked like Miles Scott came and led with his shoulder. Let's see at the end of the play. Nice catch in traffic.
Personal foul. Targeting defense number 10.
No chance, right?
I mean, the goal, first down. The play is under review. After review, the targeting foul is confirmed. Number 10 is disqualified. It's first and goal at the 8-yard line.
It also sets up first and goal for Indiana. Black, shimmy shake, and he gets to the 6-yard line, second down.
Well, this kind of feels like Illinois' defense has got their backs to the wall right here. They've got to find a way to hold this to a field goal attempt. They can't afford to let this lead get too far extended. This is a team that likes to play close ball games, get them into the fourth quarter. Indiana with a chance, if they can get this one in the end zone, to put a lot of pressure on Luke Altmaier and the Illinois offense.
Nowakowski in motion, second and goal. Mendoza keeps looking to get to the corner, and he won't. He's tripped up. Caleb Patterson comes up to make the play and force third down.
Yeah, nice play by Patterson and a missed block by Nowakowski, number 37. Watch, Nowakowski's normally an excellent lead blocker, transfer from Wisconsin, and he just kind of gets a bad position on the corner, and Caleb Patterson slips inside of him and makes a tackle on the quarterback. If he gets that block, good chance Mendoza gets to the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
Remember that Miles Scott can stay on the sideline despite being out for the rest of this game. Late sub and then some movement.
Well, that was lucky for Illinois. They didn't even have anybody lined up
Ball
down
start.
At the bottom of the screen.
Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, third down.
So third and goal now from the 11. Mendoza looks, steps into one, end zone, touchdown! E.J. Williams goes up high. Radicic stays perfect, and Indiana takes a 2-touchdown lead. And Indiana takes advantage, extends the lead to 21-7, as Illinois will get another one to start at the 25. Huge drive now for Illinois. Altmaier to the outside. There's a good catch out of bounds for Hudson Clement. First down from the 37. Up the middle, and Fagan gets propelled forward after he initially was met by Farrell.
And he has not been in the game yet.
He's on the sideline with a helmet. Here's a 2nd and 7. And again, Altmaier cannot escape. Mario Landino adds to the tally for IU. So a 3rd and 12 with Beatty in motion. Altmaier looks. Altmaier steps up, and he's going to run. Altmaier not going to get there. Gets sandwiched between Fisher. So another attempt for Crimmins, his 4th punt of this first half. Plenty of time this time. Brady is back there, and he'll let it fall over his head and into the end zone. So a proper decision. Mendoza over the middle, another catch. This time Surratt bounces off a tackler. Rosiak trying to rip the ball away, but it's a first down catch. Felt like his progression has been similar to the quarterbacks they've had in the past, like Curtis Rourke last year. Another one to the outside. Surratt makes a man miss. Here he goes down the sideline. And another good run here for Roman Hemby. Goes over the top and gains 10. And Indiana right now showing off just how explosive they can be. A flag is down and a false start.
Well, something else for Curt Cignetti to be upset about.
Number 62,
And they knew they could not fall behind by a whole lot against this Indiana team. They could use a big stop here. Mendoza gets rid of it. Nowakowski with a catch. Now he's got a combo in front. Nowakowski, turn on the burners. Goodbye. 43-yard touchdown to the tight end.
And all of a sudden, you got 3 big red jerseys running down the middle of the field, escorting Nowakowski. Perfect execution on the tight end middle screen, and another touchdown for the Hoosiers.
Mendoza made sure to let us know that his favorite target last year at Cal was his tight end Jack Andrews, who had 56 catches with the Bears. As we check in with the first time today. Pitch it. Valentine gets 2 before Fisher greets him with a bear hug.
And can they find Hank Beatty? Can they find a way to get him the ball in space? He's their most dynamic guy. He's in the slot down here.
Altmaier, rush comes. Altmaier trying to get away. He won't. Devoured again. There is no escaping this Hoosier attack. So Crimmins out again. His 5th punt of the first half. They're going to take as much time as they can. Crimmins sending it to Brady. Fair catch called for and made at the 35. Nowakowski had the touchdown the last drive. In motion here. Handoff Black. Stutter step move. Gains 3. Malachi Hood makes the play. So you've got 4 and change here. Indiana is going to be in no rush, getting the football back to start the second half, up 21 points. And Luke Altmaier, who said there's no defense that he can see at this point that he hasn't seen before, is somehow searching for answers.
Well, they can't protect him. They can't protect him in passing situations, so they got to maybe throw the ball in run situations and run some in pass situations.
Cooper's back in the game. He's got a catch and a first down. Quick shot outside. Surratt with a catch out of bounds. He's working against Patterson. Got the better of the battle.
The other thing that's really helped Fernando Mendoza is he's not held the ball very long. I mean, the throws have been coming out quickly. A lot of RPOs. A lot of quick throws. And Illinois' rush has not been a factor. Gabe Akis is one of the best players in the Big Ten, and we haven't even said his name. Number 17 has not been able to get anything going in this game so far.
Second down and 4, run up the middle. Black has some space, and he accelerates into the secondary. Spilled out across the 25 by Tanner Heckel. Both sides trying to calm the crowd down so they can hear this snap. To the outside, it's Cooper again. He gets decked out of bounds quickly by Strain.
Well, clearly in the first half.
Hamby's the back, second down and 2, up the middle, and Hamby has the first down. Here's a first down from the 12. Mendoza to the outside, it's caught. And then E.J. Williams gets swallowed up. by Torrey Cox.
Indiana going to use one of their 3 timeouts.
Indiana, their first of the half, 30 seconds.
Mendoza now 14 of 16, a week that after he was 19 of 20. He's got 211 yards and 3 touchdowns. Looking for more here. To the end zone, wide open. Waffle House to the house. Elijah Surratt, touchdown. They don't have to kick many field goals. They kick a lot of these. Another extra point. Fernando Mendoza, Omar Cooper, and this Indiana offense has carved that Illinois unit. Trying to make some level of adjustment. And this one's almost picked. Oh, Devin Boykin would have walked in for another touchdown. This one is complete. And Cole Rusk, the tight end, gets spun out. Clock ticking with 55 seconds and counting. And a 3rd down incoming. Still no Lawfrey. It's Fagan in the backfield on 3rd and 3. Altmaier, complete. Beatty, first down. And let's see if Brett Bielema uses either of his 2 timeouts.
Well, you don't have to, because they'll stop the clock to move the chains. And again, you've got an experienced quarterback who excels in this part of the game. Last 2 minutes of the half, last 2 minutes of the game.
Pressure comes, feels it, over the middle. Another catch, and a dangerous one for Cole Rusk as he gets blasted. But another first down. This one gains 14.
Brett Bielema says he's never had a quarterback better in these end of half, end of game scenarios.
Moore walked off on his own power. He looked okay. It's a first down now at the 44-yard line. Another one over the middle, and another completion to Colin Dixon.
Again, the clock stops to move the change. Luke Altmaier getting everybody to the line of scrimmage, saving those timeouts. 20 seconds left, clock running now.
Altmaier on first down. This time he finally does have time. Gets out of the pocket, fires downfield, and incomplete.
Yeah, the only problem is that took a lot of time. They're down to 9 seconds now. Luke Altmaier knows he can't take a sack here. He's been sacked 5 times in the first half. Can't take one here.
And now Indiana's going to take their second timeout. See if Illinois takes a shot towards the end zone or tries to get into a closer field goal range. Altmaier with 8 seconds left, letting it develop. Get it to the outside, and he just throws it a little high for Beatty. So now 5 seconds left. It's at the 28. This would be about a 46-yard field goal, and that's what they're going to have to settle for.
And that's a bad throw by Luke Altmaier. I mean, he's got to make that throw. He's got to give his kicker a better chance. He wanted something bigger. It wasn't there. Take that safe throw, but you got to make an accurate throw. He got protection that time, but he did not make a good throw.
So Olano's season-long 35, career-long is 50. This one's from 46. He's not known as a distance kicker. This would just be a huge sigh going to the locker room to get some more points on the board for Illinois. And the kick from Olano. On line and plenty of distance. He nails it. Back line, a back line run by Aaron Henry, a former defensive back that likes to get the communication in that back line as Green Dot is off the field and Miles Scott. Let's see if they have a response. That's a good start for the Illinois defense. Just a couple yards for Hemby on first down. 2nd down and 7. Feels like Indiana, after that first offensive series, has been ahead of schedule every step of the way. Mendoza looking to escape. Last second he finds Surratt. The question is whether or not he stepped out of bounds before the first down. It is a first down catch, an extra yard after the fact for Surratt. And both receivers just about even. 5 catches, 73 yards, and the touchdown for Cooper. 6:71 in the score for Surratt. Now Hemby with a couple more tough yards as he'll take it to the 41-yard line.
And this Indiana offense, we haven't mentioned this, they lost a key contributor, Lee Beebe, number 29. He was one of the running backs who was in this rotation of 3 guys and was really running well, had a non-contact knee injury a week ago, and he's lost for the season. We haven't seen the freshman yet, Kobe Martin, who will kind of assume that number 3 role.
It's been Hemby and Black. They've had a couple of long ones, but more than anything, just consistent up the middle. This time out of the backfield, Hemby shows off the speed and the strength on the end as he trucks Tyler Strain. First down.
This is just good work again. Get the ball to Hemby in space. He's a running back out there with some green grass and shows the power. That's just a nice read by Mendoza.
Mendoza's going to keep this time, and he'll pick up 4, maybe 5 before being taken down by Heckel.
You know, the first 3 games they ran for over 300 yards and they had explosive pass plays. They're not going to get close to 300, I don't think, running it, but they've run it well enough to keep this defense off balance.
And they'll run it again here. Black is going to stumble forward to the 40. Can the Illini come up with a big stop to open up the second half? Cooper in motion. Up the middle, lot of space. Black is gone. Kalon, touchdown, 40-yard sprint to the end zone.
Bad angle to the football and a long touchdown run for the Hoosiers.
And the team has activated all of that dominant effort that we saw last year in so many games. This was their first chance to prove that they could take that next step, compete with the big boys at the top of the college football table. They have passed that test up to this point. Illinois will get the football for the first time in the second half, down 42-10. That was a dangerous, nearly picked off ball as Lewis Moore got a hand on it.
Yeah, just reading the quarterback's eyes, and the slant route comes right underneath it. Luke Altmaier not picking him up in his vision. And that's the second time that could have been a pick 6 very easily for the Hoosier defense.
Fagan in there at 2nd down and 10. And again, trying to get back in front of schedule. Screen pass, not much room to work with. See an average of 8.6 yards to go on 3rd down. Already 5 sacks for this Indiana defense. Got to get off the field, and they do in time. They bring 4. They get home with 4. Mario Landino is unblockable. Crimmins, 6th punt of the night. Brady's going to try to return this one from the 23. Finds a seam. Brady is going to be swarmed just past midfield.
And I would imagine Mendoza will be quarterback for the rest of this game.
I see what you did there. Surratt to the outside, can't spin away from the ankle tackle of Cox. So Surratt with 7 catches. There's Alberto Mendoza, the redshirt freshman who was here last year and helped provide Fernando with a clear picture of what he might be walking into here in Bloomington. As Fernando said, the good, the bad, well, there wasn't much bad, and then he goes, there wasn't really any ugly either. There's a lot of good.
The other thing he mentioned that was made an impression on him is how much the football IQ of his brother Alberto grew in the 1 year of being here.
Hemby up the middle has the first down. It's such a competitive sport, a competitive position in most places, as Omar Cooper makes the catch and gets spun around by Heckel. But having somebody that you know behind you has your back, wants to see you succeed, has your best interests in mind, can help alleviate some of that stress.
Well, whatever he's doing to help his brother, keep it up. I mean, 19 of 21 now, 251 yards, 4 touchdowns for Mendoza. Fernando, that is. And Illinois just with no answers, not able to put pressure, not able to stop the run.
2nd and 5. Mendoza wants Cooper in motion once again. Hemby swallowed up. Bryant got there quick.
Well, that time Alec Bryant got the better of the matchup with Omar Cooper. Cooper's done a nice job blocking tonight, but that time Alec Bryant was ready for him. Watch Cooper come back, and he's going to try to block 3-on-3 here. And this time, Alec Bryant gets rid of the wide receiver and falls in to make the tackle.
Approaching the midway point of this 3rd quarter. Indiana took the football, went right down the field, and scored on a touchdown from Kalon Black.
Timeout, Indiana, their first of the half.
Third and 4 for Mendoza, and he's got the angle for the first down. Brett Bielema, you've got to wonder, he came in feeling really confident about his team. We sat down with him yesterday. You could feel how he felt about his group, all the returning starters from last year, a team that won 10 games. First down, carry, Hemby, across the 15 to the 14-yard line. But for Brett Bielema, it's going to be back to the drawing board after this one. Now, the good news for them is the only game against the quote-unquote big boys, if you're just going to count Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, that they have is against Ohio State at home. But Luke Altmaier and Miles Scott and this veteran group, they have more than enough ability to get back and refocus. This is a tough one to potentially recover from.
And I'll tell you what, I don't look now, but I think USC is trying to play big boy football.
No doubt.
They visit Illinois next week.
First and goal after the run from Hemby. Rosiak will add another tackle. Having Rosiak back on the field is great, but now you've lost so much in that back line for Aaron Henry in this defense.
Yeah, a lot of second and third teamers that are out there. I love that Miles Scott is still actively involved on the sideline. That's what captains do.
Mendoza, handoff, Hemby spins away, and it's second and goal inside the 5. Well, you brought up the addition of Pat Coogan. It just feels like the small things that many outsiders don't think about. Everybody hears about Mendoza and Roman Hemby, who had a great couple of years at Maryland and a couple of the splash guys defensively. But Pat Coogan might have been the biggest pickup for this team, to have him right there in the middle leading the charge.
Well, you solidify the O-line. He's the anchor. He's the communicator. He's the defensive identifier. Look at those eyes working, pointing out who they're responsible for in protection, and on the same page with his quarterback, Mendoza.
Second and goal, Mendoza, end zone, touchdown, too easy. Elijah Surratt has his second. And Illinois is feeling the rain, not just physically, but also of the Hoosier offense that has been unstoppable. First real test for Indiana. Curt Cignetti said they were going to learn a lot about their team. Well, they learned their team is tough.
13 players from James Madison came with Coach Cignetti last year. There's still 5 or 6 of them around this year.
And Altmaier throws it away. Third down.
Kamara is one of them. Aiden Fisher is one of them. Tyreek Tucker is one of them. Angelo Pons is one of them. And they want more than they got last year. And they're taking a major step so far in this game tonight towards that. Another third and long situation. Maybe try moving the pocket. Maybe try changing the launch point for Luke Altmaier. Get away from this pressure.
5th different third down of 10+ yards for Illinois. And the pressure got home, batted up and incomplete. Fisher was there. Again, Landino was there. And Indiana forces another 3 and out. Crowd letting Illinois hear it. Crimmins will send it away again to Brady, who had a nice return on the last one. This time he calls for the fair catch, makes it just in front of the 30-yard line. So we'll see how long Fernando Mendoza stays in there. Black with another productive run, and he gains 10 on first down.
My guess is he'll play till the end of the third quarter. You know, I think Curt Cignetti wants his regular guys to just play, you know, close to a full game, at least 3 full quarters.
Mendoza keeps this time around the edge, stays on his feet, and then just wiggles his way out of bounds.
Yeah, smart decision to get out of bounds. I mean, at this point in the game, really no reason to take an unnecessary hit.
And now this is what Illinois can't have. Mac Resetich came in as the green dot for Miles Scott, who was disqualified because of targeting. Patterson is already out. Xavier Scott is already out. They can't afford to lose Resetich as well. And so now where does the communication come from? Sabor Kareem looks like he's probably going to come in on this play, which is a 2nd and 4.
Maybe they can try it without a green dot for a while, because whatever they've been communicating has not really been working.
2nd and 4. Mendoza looking to get away. He won't. On top of that, the culture that he's put forth, it's felt on the field by opponents.
Yeah.
And that's what, when we talked with Aiden Fisher, he brought up as Kellen Wyatt came over from Maryland. Quick catch for Sept. Good blocking in front. Plenty of yards for the first down.
Yeah, you can't emphasize enough how incredible of a job Kurt Cignetti did last year. In 1 year at Indiana, a team that was 3-9 the year before, a team that in the 29 years before he got here had only 3 winning seasons, to win 11 games.
Black the carry and scampers forward for 4.
He's really happy with the way that Sept has kind of shaken that off and kind of been back to performing at the level they expect. And of course, Omar Cooper has shown the consistency that he lacked a year ago.
First time we're seeing Kobe Martin today. He's got the carry up the middle, surging forward, and he moves the sticks. He's got 2 years left of eligibility. Luke Altmaier, this is his final year of eligibility. And the first real big test for this version, the 2025 version of Illinois, has been a brutal one. For Altmaier, his offense, this defense, it's been all Hoosiers. Fernando Mendoza, nearly perfect, 21 of 23. Alberto Mendoza's the quarterback, and the run for Martin. Another handoff, big hole, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Kobe Martin, 31 yards on the ground. Retakes again. Valentine's going to take it out a few yards deep, and he just gets walloped there. Luke Altmaier, Caden Fagan, starting offense still out there for Illinois. They have been shut out in this second half. Pitch to Fagan on the outside. Good blocking in front, lowers the shoulder and picks up 6.5.
So they've got to find some kind of momentum, some positive energy to take into next week.
USC takes on Michigan State in a little over half an hour. That one is caught, and there's no running room for Hudson Clement. 3rd down once again. Rush comes. Kamara still in there. Altmaier gets tracked down. Tyreek Tucker with the 7th Hoosier sack of the night.
And there were other Hoosiers close by in case Tucker didn't get him to the ground.
Tyreek Tucker, backup last year. We asked Aiden Fisher about him. He said it's his time now. And he has taken the reins of that position on the interior defensive line. This is the 8th punt. Run to the outside. Kobe Martin takes a pop and gains 12.
Fernando Mendoza played great tonight. Dante Moore's off to a great start for the Ducks, but that will be a real challenge for him going into Happy Valley and playing in the whiteout game.
Martin wiggles free for 10 more. This is going to be interesting to see where Illinois falls. Will they fall completely out of the top 25 after a performance like this? Will last season's results to the outside, and Solomon Van Horst lowers the shoulder and gets the 30. We still haven't seen Alberto Mendoza attempt to pass, and we won't hear as Van Horst takes it up the middle for a 1st down. Martin stays in there, 1st down carry. Martin stays on his feet. 1st and goal, Indiana. He had a career-high rushing yards last week at 109. He's up to 89, looking for more, and he's got another touchdown. Second of the night for Kobe Martin. And Indiana is up over 60 here at home. Seven and 3 record as a starting quarterback with the Huskies, and has been a nice presence in the quarterback room as he hands off. Valentine will get away for a first down, and we check in with Ahmed. We've seen a good one between Miami and Florida as well. Another one to Elsie on the outside, and Elsie was somebody who had been a factor for this team over the last couple of years. Now a junior from Chicago, just hasn't had that same impact with the offense that they expected him to coming into the season. We'll see if maybe a couple catches late in this game can get him going as they head into now a crucial bounce back over the next couple of weeks. Handoff, and Valentine has the first down. Hampton unloads, tipped and picked.
3 non-conference games against inferior opponents. Won all of them pretty handily. They're on a bye this week. We'll get a truer test of the Nittany Lions next Saturday against Oregon.
Kobe Martin for 2 yards.
Rowe losing their starting quarterback early.
Delayed handoff, Van Horst up the middle. Another chunk. Here's Ahmed. Mendoza's going to keep it himself this time. Showing off the juke move inside the 40 on a gain of 15. All right, another quarterback change. Grant Wilson is now in the game. So Alberto Mendoza got some work, had 1 carry, didn't throw it. Got to imagine they'll keep it on the ground here, and they do with Van Horst. Spun down after a gain of 3. Second down and 7. Martin. One more play will be run here for the Hoosiers. Curt Cignetti takes off the glasses after another successful day at the office. Third down and 2. Martin already with 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll get what is likely. No, he won't. It's going to be Wilson to keep it. He'll slide down, and that'll do it. The Indiana Hoosiers have announced that they're here to stay.